So we are going to meet with our last guest for the day, and this is the pioneer Junior LaBeija. And this person is very, very important. They've been a part of LaBeija and carrying the name and the legacy for years and years and years. Um, so we are going to wait for pioneer Junior LaBeija. And while we're waiting, if any of y'all have any questions you would like me to ask, please, nothing crazy. How y'all doing tonight? A lot of y'all are really hanging in there with us. So do y'all need to know, like, first of all, okay, I didn't even say it, but like, it's not just because it's Pride Month. This is Pride Month, but it's also the month of, okay, we're in the middle of a pandemic. There's a lot going on, the Black Lives Matter movement. It's important to hear Black, queer, and LGBTQ voices. It's important that we spotlight um, what this means for us, because a lot of times when people talk about what it means to be an LGBTQ person and being an ally, we only look at really white people. So it's important that we share stories of Black people that have survived and keep going. Um, and, without telling our stories and continuing our own legacies, where would we be, right? So that's very important. Hello.
Hello, Venus. How are you?
How are you? Thank you for joining us.
So thank you for having me.
Yes.
What I would like to do, with your permission, I want to set the narrative so that you will know directly how to come at me about the history from the beginning.
Sure. Yes.
Okay. I would like to start that the House of LaBeija, Crystal LaBeija, is pre-Stonewall, before. Case in point, there was a movie. It was originally a play. It was called The Boys in the Band. The lead character, Michael, gave a speech at the end of the movie stating, if only we would stop hating each other so much. Then there was a movie, The Queen, where Crystal LaBeija went to an all-white pageant. And when she realized that racism was happening to her, she left the stage. But if you watch the clip, she said, I have a right to show my color, darling. I'm beautiful, and I know I'm beautiful. She set the pioneer trailblazer for women of color to have your own narrative. We do not no longer have to go to you to blend in, to pass, or to be accepted because you don't like us. The reality is you don't like, and I'm sad to say, but I'm proud to say, because I have the voice to say it.
Right.
You don't like Black excellence shown by Black women. Now you want to use other expletives, trans, drag, tranny. No, darling. In 1970, we was considered a mental illness. Gay, period. Crystal LaBeija showed you, real simply, for all the women of color that they now want to call trans for medical reasons and money and profit.
Right.
When I think about my House of LaBeija, it's real simple. I heard all my other house members. LaBeija means beautiful in Spanish. But in the culture, the House of LaBeija, all the women, I can name them all, but they know who they are. The House of LaBeija means Black excellence, and for you to become a member, you must show us how it works. Now, once you show us how it works, and we learn that you have a social and economic situation, then we can decipher through the art of understanding what you need. The first thing you need as a member of the House of LaBeija is a clean bill of health. We must know what we're dealing with. Now, do your mother and father tell us what was it that made you decide who you wanted to be? What was it like in that moment? Because coming from black households, and as you said earlier, for those that believe in being Christian, was always being Christian in the 60s and the 50s was different from being a Christian in the millennium. In the 60s, when you exhibit A, you decide that you are the firstborn son of a black family, and you look like Sonny Liston, Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, Sidney Poitier, and you want to be Nancy Wilson. How would that fit with your grandmother, your mother, your father, your aunt, your uncles, the Jehovah Witnesses organization, the school? They're in awe. They're in awe because you have decided to take the normal and make it abnormal, which means you rebelled against all that you were taught to believe in. So I'm a rebel. If you look at me as being a rebel, then I follow the Christian trait of the devil. Since I am not the devil, I am now a demon. Since I am a demon, I am a demon in the black community. So why do I have a threat? Because I'm a demon in the black community that lives in the projects. And my gender is what really threw my family over the top. My father said to me, okay, well, because I'm his firstborn, so he loved me unconditionally. He goes, well, son, yes, daddy, are you the pitcher or the catcher? I'm the catcher. No man will get my money from you. Because in his mind, men play femininity. Men play women. They do. The next thing that I learned from the 70s was that education and discipline is key. There is a, God rest her soul, she was a psychiatrist, a psychoanalyst named Dr. Frances Cress Wesley. And she said, we are the only nation on the planet that we call our selves bitches, dogs, thugs, thieves, misogynistic. We kill ourselves. The white people allow us, they will give us the gun to kill us so they can blame one of us for killing us, and then we act like nothing happened. We hear all these trials and tribulations, but we refuse. Now, I'm not saying that everybody, I'm not talking about back then. I wanted to be a woman. I wanted to be a beautiful woman. I wanted to be an articulate, exciting, sensuous woman, but not a black woman. Because it was already written in stone, you are to suffer.
Right.
You live in a society that we want to make sure you suffer. Daniel Patrick Monahan said, you will not get welfare if a man is in your house. Diane Carroll showed you that in Claudine.
Right.
See, we had the example. You go to the learning tree, sex work. Most black boys got their best pieces, sex work. Right. They learn how to make love, to make money. Sex work. We now live in a society right now as millennials. My plan is decriminalizing sex work for my trans sisters. Why? Because they tell you, you can't have houses, you can't have health care, but if you get a ticket, you got to pay them the fine. If you don't pay the ticket, it turns into a warrant. You go to jail. It costs over $1,000 per day per inmate in jail. You allow my sisters to go into solitary confinement knowing that they had illnesses, knowing that they had seizures, knowing that they couldn't breathe. You allow my sisters to be beat up in a store that you sat there and allowed them to harass her because you didn't want the cops to come to find out that you was the backer of all the drugs and pills that they was exposing in that film. You sit there and you want to take away from my sisters their dignity of making a living. There is no gay laundromat. There is no gay cleaners. There is no gay hormones. There is no gay leaf, no gay Philippines. You want to take away the art of living with dignity and integrity from them so that you can keep us oppressed by you, the oppressor. You have taken simple things. When I came out in the ballroom and looked up my history, I was a coon, a darky. But I believed in myself because I learned that from my mother and father. I'm not going to never forget them because I was their hope. I was raised in the North. They was raised in the South. My mother had to walk down the street on the dirt road worrying every day, like my trans sisters, am I going to be raped, lynched, hung, murdered? And then I had to go back to my black community and convince them that it wasn't my fault. We have allowed our mental issues to turn into mental illness because we are afraid to tell somebody our truth because they would use it against us. I am tired of that. So when it came time when I was 15 years old, and I'm now a senior citizen, my friends can attest, I would have 26 people in my one room. And we went from peanut butter and jelly, sardines and crackers, Chef Boyardee ravioli, London steak, pork chops, turkey, pies, Kool-Aid, because we had to live. We learned to wash our underwear in Octagon soap. We went to the cleaners. We went to the laundromat. We ran from fists, sticks, knives, and guns. And like I say all the time, our resilience, we went to the board. After all that, your case is closed for 45 days. You ain't getting no food stamps in 45 days. You miss your face-to-face. Let me think he beat me. You got to go to the hospital, darling. But I don't have no insurance. Oh, child, take my Medicaid card. They'll never know. All niggas look alike. Child, go over there. We survived. We thrived. We lived. But we also fell in love. We also fell in love. But we were babies. We were babies. There's no rule book for parenting, and there's no rule book for loving. But what I will tell them, and I always tell them, you must have the art of understanding. Because when you go through trials and tribulations in life, if you would reflect, oh my God, I would go back and go, Mommy, was it like this for you? She would go, it's rain day. What are you talking about? She would go, yes. Now imagine having 4 children along with that. Imagine not knowing where your food is going to come from along with that. Imagine not having somebody to love you that you gave all your hopes and dreams to. You cannot forsake black womanhood. You are transitioning. You are transforming. My name is James. So when I decided that I wanted to, as a LaBeija, I had to create Julia. But I had to destroy James. So that goes with all of us. You're creating, but you're destroying. Right. And you have to stay in the here and now. And that's why the focus for me with all the children or the babies in the universe. Do not turn on trans women. Let them bitches argue, fuss, and fight, and we want to read and read down. But protect them. Don't destroy them. And I tell them all the time openly, but they want to verbally attack you. Oh, you do don't like trans. Oh, you do. No. When you love somebody, sometimes you have to give tough love. Yes, I'll give you an outfit if I can afford it or have it available to walk a ball. But I'm not going to give you that same Gucci outfit to go out there and lose your life. Look what the government did. They took away my sister's computer skills. And you know what their computer skills was? Screw, grinder, tumbler. They claim that, oh, we're cleaning up the sex work. No, darling. You're protecting the fact that people like Jeffrey Epstein and all of the elites who was legally founded, Harvey Weinstein founded to violate new girls at $200 a piece, left them impoverished in a motel, and y'all say nothing about that. That's not important. But you will kill a black man for 8 minutes and 46 seconds on his neck to let all the black people see we don't give a damn about the black man. When you say you don't give a damn about the black man, you have told the black race, we will kill all of you. No sooner said than done. Brianna said. No sooner said than done. Another black woman killed. This black woman killed. That woman killed. And we want to walk around, with the ideology that Black Lives Matter. Why? But when somebody like me, whose voice doesn't have a voice, and that's what everybody must have. Excuse my French, you need Sarah Tucker and every other motherfucker need a voice. Fuck a vote. They've been switching votes on us. Switch them, lose them, now they want to do business. They want to do virtual voting. How you gonna get all our citizens that's out there and we can't even do a Wi-Fi to watch a YouTube show? But you want us to stand in line and computerize a vote. You want to think you're giving us something, okay, you gave us the stimulus check.
Right.
But you stopped. Court evictions start next week. Housing evictions start next week. Okay? IRS, July 15th is the last day you better turn your taxes in because at the end of July, your last $600 extra bonus or your unemployment insurance is in. So it's always a pro and a con in the world we live in. So why not accept the fact that in the house of LaBeija, the excellent. Learning how to represent your community. How? By letting them know. We know what your struggles are, but we have to go together to address them. Why leave you alone? We're already traumatized. We're scared. We're frightened. And then we're substance abusers. It's no longer users. We're abusers. Because better for somebody to call me a crackhead or a crystal meth user when I am emotionally and spiritually dead already. You give us these false prophets. Pray. Go to Jesus. And you go to Jesus, but you have to understand, Jesus has a personality just like we do. A personality, a character, an attitude, and behavior. He come his friend. He said, come as you are. He didn't ask you to stop being gay. He didn't ask you to stop being trans. He asked you to speak the gospel. The gospel. Tell who your date is. Tell who's harassing you. You have technology. You call it social media. I don't understand my system. If I get inside of a car with you, I'm clicking your picture to motherfucking my girlfriend. 911. Fuck it. I'm getting out of here. We have to think of survival. I'm going to say this and let you ask your question. I went to a trans meeting a couple of years ago, and I was very vocal. And I may have stepped on some of my girlfriend's toes, but I said at the Thanksgiving, the trans dinner, I would like to see if y'all would stop all trying to be Beyonce. No, it was hurtful. It might be painful. But be yourself. Be your own individual. Be your own person. That's what the ballroom shows you. You have women from all houses, up and coming, legendary, icons, and they're showing you, this is who I am. You don't need her to die. You don't leave her alone because she made a mistake. I mean, I would be devastated. I'm over 60 plus, right? And I want to have breath. I want to put a mirror down there and see lips and vulva. I want to see hips. I have a mind too. I have gender too. So when I hear a sister or a little baby say it, I have to find out how serious are you. I don't want to put them out there and you're not educated. I don't want to put them out there and you're not prepared. So let me give you an example. Baby, you got to go to school. Okay, you scared to go to school? We got a trans organization supporting services that you can get your GED. It's called Destination Tomorrow. Oh, you want your surgery coming up? You got Bright Points. Or you don't have car fare. You have GMAC. Oh, you're a butch queen. You're one of your directors. You have gay men of African descent. Oh, you're biracial. You have Green Acres. Oh, you don't believe in one God. Well, you have non-denominational churches. But you have to go. You have to put the foot forward. Now, professionally, I went to school. I educated myself at 39 years old. I used to be the individual that would bring grand prize on Saturday and had to be at my WEP assignment, work experience program, sweeping projects and emptying garbage cans for the minimum wage in my food stamp. But I do that my days. So I went to school. I got my associate. I got my bachelor's. I got my master's. I obtained a scholarship. I got a 2-year advance for the PhD program from a prestigious Adelphia University. And then I decided I can't afford this. I wanted it, but I couldn't afford it. So I outed, only to learn that my biological mother was getting ready to transition in death from cancer. So I had to go back home and endure the psychological aspect of you look just like your father, the man who abandoned me, the man who deserted me. So she was going through the euphoria of inner hate, outer hate, but she's my mother. She sacrificed everything so that I could live a better life. I was her hope. So when I decided at a young age, oh, I can't brag the way I want to. So I dressed my mother. She was my niece. I learned her panty size, stocking size, bra size, half slip, full slip, long skirt, suit, cut, colors, hats, bags, gloves, because she gave me life. I had to respect my father. I didn't like the but I was told, honor thy father and thy mother till thy days will be long. That's what happened to us in Ballroom. We become conflicted. But you can't turn righteous because you can't struggle with the demons you enjoy playing with. So when you have to come clean, it's like the little story you read coming to the emperor with no clothes. He needs new clothes. You have to dress yourself up. That's what we do in Ballroom. Okay, what category do you want to walk? I want to walk crazy. You take a vote. Okay, baby, go ahead. Because you don't want to take nobody's dignity. That's not our right to take your dignity. We ought to uplift you. We ought to build up, we ought to awaken your spirit. But the only way you will believe that the spirit can be awakened is, and here's the hard part, you have to become a role model. How can you expect somebody else to do something that you don't do? And mind you, I don't have no literal biological children, but I have God children that are grown with their children, and I babysit them all. They're not teenagers. And if I tell you, I'll slap the shit out of you, they know I'm not playing because you're out of pocket. I don't tell you what you're going to eat. I used to give them my food stamp. Here's a $20 book for you. Go get your breakfast, lunch, and dinner and come back. And then you observe. Oh, you know how to cook that. You like that. Then you got to respect it. You can't eat this shit because it's dead. You got to bathe. You got to bathe and wash your socks and put your funky ass sneakers on the window sill. Clean your clothes. You have to give them lessons. But we have to also remember life itself is a lesson. And that's what Ballroom is. Ballroom is a charm school for you to go out into the mainstream prepared. That's all. It's a charm school. God, you have to do this. You have to do that. Now what hurt me was, look at all the great beauty. Boys, girls, friends, you go out there, you make a name for yourself, and here comes an interruption of life that throw us all into PTSD. What happened? I wasn't there. Nobody told me. How could this be? Who am I going to tell? Who am I going to explain it to? And when it comes time for, and I'm going to keep quiet after this, when you get ready to have to tell somebody, you know what I've heard some girls say? Oh, you think I can't say that because I'm warning you to say. What the? You're missing the point. Only through unity are they going to listen to us. We have to be united. So when we're in the ballroom, that's the time that everybody come together and be united. What's going to happen when they want to take that away from us? Look what we learn right now. Ballroom, Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Elkin. COVID-19 has isolated us to ourselves, and some of us are losing our ever-loving mind, being isolated. You have to learn how to cope. I have to call you, which I hopefully we can do. Venus, are you all right? Let me know. Text me, baby, because I don't eat Wonder Bread, and I'm not going to wonder how you do it. We have to stay connected. We have to stay connected. It's real. I have to get me, and I keep procrastinating. I'm in designer suits, designer clothes, designer meals, but now I've lived long enough that I have to go buy me a medical alert. I've fallen and I can't get up. Because otherwise I could die in my house from a fall and nobody would know how to help me. I'm not the only one in that situation. All the ballrooms in that situation. We got to pay our rent. What does it look like? $2,000 rent a month. How? How? In the name of God, how? These are the issues that we need to address with the politicians. Where do you intend to place me? But they already have a place for us, darling. It's called prison. It's called mental institution. We have to say, no, we're not going there. We're not. We want housing and we want it now. We deserve that. We're entitled to that. That's reparation for our ancestors. Y'all never discussed the reason why. And I'm gonna be quiet right after this. I need for everybody that's listening and tuning in to do the research on what it meant when we were supposed to receive 40 acres and a meal. Find out why that was offered to us. But we're so busy running around here talking about we was emancipated and proclamated for freedom. Daughter, we've always been hoodwinked and bamboozled. So Venus, daughter, thank you so much. If you didn't ask your question, because I know they probably talk, oh, you drew it off. Yes, I did, but I know what I'm talking about.
It was necessary. It was necessary. And I shut up because you deserve this space to be able to express what you need to say. I don't need to ask you questions for you to be able to express the things that you expressed. Everything you said was valid. Everything you said needed to be said. We have like 6 minutes left, so I can ask you like one question. Okay. Um, you talked a lot about how you survived getting through the times, right? How has LaBeija as a house survived all of these different movements and times?
Because we have learned how to evolve.
Right.
Not a revolution, we evolved. You have to, there's a phrase that as much as you think things have changed, they really haven't. They really haven't.
Yep.
What you have to be, and this is what I'm proud of the trans community for, and solely to them, because they are leading the pathway to freedom.
Yep.
You now understand that you no longer have to be invisible. You're visible now.
Mm.
You no longer have to be exclusive in a ballroom. You can be inclusive in society. Why would I buy you a Gucci bag when I can be behind the counter selling you the Gucci bag?
Right.
Why do I have to wear your designer clothes when I could be having my own clothes? That's how you survive. Support black business. I would go to my black sisters, my girlfriend, honey, do my nails, and they know I grow nails. Honey, I want to get in. I want to do a pantomime show. Do my hair. How I wear the lashes. How I push. How I twist. How I pass. Of course, I know how to do all of that. But my fear is I am not going to look like $1 million baby for somebody to hand me $1.
Right. Right.
So I
Right.
understand my girlfriends. Girl, I hear you. Just don't get caught. I hear you, but don't get caught. Please. If you get a good pop, girl, the night's over. Shh. Nobody knows it unless you tell it. Nobody. It is what it is. And the reality is the legacy is this. Learn to speak up for yourself. Learn to listen and listen to learn. Because I tell my friends, believe me, whoever your higher power is, whoever your energy is, whoever your chakra is, before you are blessed, all your enemies will be revealed to you. Because they want to come. And and I'm not being French, but we have to learn to stop sleeping with the enemy. If you don't respect me, you don't love me, you want to beat me, rob me, and have an orgasm,
You shouldn't
no,
have
you're
me.
not.
Right.
No. And no R&B, no pop diva, no Australian diva, no TikTok tune is going to make me think otherwise.
Right.
I'm not. But in closing, Venus, we must also remember that in order to become a black woman, you must respect a black woman. I'm not going to fight with a black woman. I'm going to tell a girl, I know why you mad at me. So where you live at? Because I can't move in your building. You already know the truth. I'm going to leave that alone. If I'm a woman, and I'm talking about, what's that word that I like using? Assist women. If I got to work 2 jobs, raise kids, play numbers, rob Peter to pay Paul, buy cereal, buy 4 gallons of milk to keep my man Timberland boots under my bed, you think you want to walk in with a bag of weed and go upstairs with it?
No. I.
So why feed that?
Right. I. We're like the live is gonna shut down in like 2 minutes, but I really want to say that was that was so powerful. That was so powerful because you spoke on a lot of things that a lot of us want to say, but we don't have the words. We don't have the. I want to say we don't have the tools yet. We haven't really found it yet to say all the things that you just said. There's a lot to be said for caring about Black people and our struggles, but also having as Black LGBTQ people having to also deal with our Black community as well that doesn't accept us the same way. So we're like I was talking to Crystal earlier. We're fighting two battles here, constantly, constantly. So that will. Thank you for that. Thank you. Where can we find? Where can people find you? How can people support you? There's some people saying they want to donate to the house. Like, how can people do that?
Well, I'm very internal. So you have to reach out to Marcus and Jeffrey,
Okay.
Freddie and Vivian, and then I will come in because I want the house to flourish. I want to see how it works from your vision. I want to see how you're going to take it down the path. I want to be like Queen Elizabeth. I want to come to all the parties, eat the sandwiches, and drink the tea and just wait. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. How you doing? Love you. Oh, Venus, darling. Pass the crab salad. I did my work. I know I have. I showed you that you can live to be a senior. I showed you that you can get a W-2 form. You can get a degree, but you still have to live life on life terms, and you have to respect the next person like yourself. I am honored that you thought of me as well as the house. Thank you so much. You don't have to, and mind you, next month is going to be another birthday for me. To secure the fact that I'm senior again. But that is what it is. So thank you so much, Venus.
Thank you. I want to thank the entire House of LaBeija for this. This was absolutely amazing. I think we will find your website. There are a lot of people that want to donate to the house and send funds. So we will talk to you guys and we'll figure out how to share that information with everybody so they can donate. Again, I want to thank you, the pioneer, the person that paved the way for a lot of us. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much for being here. And that is the conclusion of our segment for the House of LaBeija. Please do follow them, the official House of LaBeija.
So let them know, Venus, let them know they can donate to the LaBeija project.
Okay.
So like I said, get in contact with Marcus and Jeffrey LaBeija and Freddie and Vivian, and they'll have all that information.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.